What is up, everybody? This is Mark the Mike, and this is another Shell Shock podcast by Red Segment Inc. I'm Mark the Mike, joined by Tenacious T.
Yes. Also, Taskawa, the man with a million different names.
We gotta get a little theme.
It's like some ESPN type of shit.
What was it? Mission Impossible, the Feathers. All the children in the world today. We are back with the Shell Shock podcast, all Ninja Turtle podcast, hosted by myself and Tenacious T.
Yep.
And we are on season 5 of the TMNT 03. So this is considered the lost season.
The lost season.
So,
which makes no sense to me because the continuation between this and the last season, there should have been no lost. But the way that they presented it really does take you for a loop.
So just to do a fast, little brief of it. So what happened was 4 kids didn't like the content. It was too adult content and whatnot, so they kind of canceled that.
And it's not
season.
a literal 4 kids.
Yeah.
The name of the organization was called 4 Kids.
4 Kids. 4 Kids TV.
It wasn't 4 kids that came out one day and said that.
No.
4 kids out of the entire world just changed the whole sequence of the Ninja Turtles.
So what happened was it went. So they was considering it that it was way too violent and things like that. And if you watch the last 4 seasons, yeah, it was kind of violent, but I loved it.
But that's my Turtles. That's what I like.
These are the best seasons so far. But so it kind of went to a different direction. So when it went to the next season of Ninja Turtles on that channel, which was on Channel 5, which was Fox TV, it went straight to Fast Forward and never aired this season.
So the 2001 series?
This is all considered 2003.
Okay, but the series that we watched before this, that was after the 88 series, that was all Nickelodeon.
03?
Yeah.
No.
I'm talking about before this. We had the animated one with the movie.
So Nickelodeon owned it since 2012. So the 2012 series.
Okay, yeah. Remember, I remember at the end of '88, Fox took over.
Yeah.
So
Fox got it at 2003.
So Sony. Now Marvel. Disney now.
No, it's Fox.
Yeah, but it's Disney now. Disney owns Fox.
No, but they don't own this series. Nickelodeon did not.
Yes, I'm just saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying this.
All right. So to be
neither
clear,
here or there. Yeah.
2003 was on Fox TV, Fox Kids Network, and everything like that. During this time, landed 4 seasons. The 5th season pretty much was like, no, it's too violent. They took it off the air. They skipped a season. They went to Fast Forward, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fast Forward, which is the next season we're going to be reviewing. That's all connected to the season. This season was lost. It didn't air until when Nickelodeon bought it, and Nickelodeon aired it.
Yo, do you agree with that this was the most graphic one that they said no to and canceled it?
I think it was the season before it.
I agree with that because the 4th season was badass, bro.
As we say, as we were watching a recap and stuff like that, that episode with Baxter Stockman that got banned from TV.
Yeah. When he was deteriorating and but bro, at this day and age, we were dealing with like worse shit in the world. You know what I mean? Like we're talking like Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Dawn of the Dead Mekhi Phifer movie was probably one of the most graphic zombie movies ever made.
But for TV7, no.
I just like, and then this one was banned. It's like this one was literally. Bro, what was so bad about it? I don't think of a single thing. I feel like this was more of like a Saturday morning team up, Smash Brothers. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what was crazy about it and stuff like that? Because I think so. We were watching a YouTube person kind of recap and just give us some memory of the season because we kind of watched it maybe about a month ago. So we kind of had to recap it. So when I'm listening to this guy and stuff like that, and he was like explaining it, he did a good job explaining it.
Yeah, he had some valid points.
If I give his YouTube, I'll actually
give him a shout out real quick. You know,
he actually helped us recap it. But anyway, so into his words was when this got canceled, it was because of the violence and everything like that. But it originally started with the superhero episode and not the one that we started.
That was from the season 3.
Yeah. And there was a lot of things going on with it and things like that. But then they went to fast forward and that all changed and everything like that. But I forgot the point I was making.
Yeah, it's all good. It's probably still on the TV.
So Jay's reviews. That was the YouTube channel we were watching.
I think he iterated it actually very well.
Yeah.
He just did it really fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of hard to keep up with him. But then again, he's doing a quick review in 32 minutes for 11 episodes.
Oh, so this was the point I was getting. He was saying that the reason why they didn't really want this season happening because there was no toys, etiquette, and things like that would sell to kids. And they wanted to go more advanced into it like that. And then I'm looking at as I'm watching the 8 episodes they kind of like showed and everything like that, I was like, yo, if they would have made the 4 turtles with the fucking light up shit with the mystic powers and stuff like that, I would have bought that.
Bro, if you would have
the Shredders would have been dope figures.
Shredder. Well, there is a Shredder figure that's at Target, but it's not like extensive like the ones that that like NECA's doing and shit like that.
No, but I'm saying about with the season, like the characters in the season, I think they were all Toyetic. I don't think that it wasn't a thing that Playmates couldn't sell. Like, I think these toys would have sold.
Are you telling me that you wouldn't have had multiple versions of the toys of Baxter Stockman, of each version of him in like a 4-pack?
They wouldn't, because
But it would be so dope. It would just be him deteriorating into a brain and then the zombie. It would be dope as fuck.
You know what? That just answered my question. They're not gonna do that.
I mean, but that's us being the toy collectors that we are. You know what I mean? But also, when the alternate realities of when they all went through their certain things like that, like kind of like the Ronin episode in like the 4th season, like they each had individual things that you could have banked toys off of.
Yeah.
That could have generated the value to keep that going.
You know what's crazy? They never made figures of those either.
All we have is we have the Karai, right? I'm pretty sure there's a Karai.
L3 had a lot of those characters made on toys, but that episode, the one that they went in the future, because that was kind of like the last Ronin, I don't think they have figures of those.
I don't think so either. I know that line. They have a Spike.
Yeah.
They have a Shredder.
Yeah.
They have the Turtles themselves.
Yeah.
They have an April. Casey Jones.
It kind of was vast, like it was kind of vast, like the Playman's figures. There was a lot of figures. And there was a lot of additions to the figures. Even Usagi had a figure in that toy line.
Yeah.
But when it came to that episode, and when it came to anything beyond that, they never made figures of it.
Bro, I would love a zombie fucking Baxter Stockman.
Yeah, me too.
Is there a single toy of that representation of Baxter Stockman?
Not at all.
It's only the Fly from the 88 series.
And there was a Baxter Stockman with a robot suit.
And I'm going to be honest, this version of Baxter Stockman, as of this moment in time, is the best version of Baxter Stockman.
Yeah, he's a good one. I think he is my favorite one because he's resilient.
Yeah, no, he. the thing is, and especially in this season that we're gonna cap on, but we still have a lot of news and a lot of things that we'd like to broadcast before we dive down into each individual episode. Which this season, it's only 13 episodes. It's 12.
Yeah, 12 episodes.
12 because from what we learned in the recap, they deleted an episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would love to know really why. Because in all reality, to me, growing up the way that we did, bro, we watched horror movies at 5 years old, okay? Yeah. You know what I mean? There is no reason why that generation wasn't able to handle the animation.
Yeah. But it's crazy.
Yeah, we grew up on Ren and Stimpy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you can make the House of Tuesday, which is one of the most fucked up houses in the history of animation, if you ask me, if you have Duckman, if you have shows like Rocko's Modern Life, things are messed up. You know what I mean? Like Space Ghost, You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's worse things than this season alone.
But this was also catered. This was catered for Saturday mornings.
But then also, then again, this is what, the 5th season. So this is what, 2008.
Yeah.
We're talking about
09, I think. No.
2008. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Because this was 03. So 5 seasons. 06. Okay. So I'm 20. I'm 20 years old when this came out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Dating myself right there. You know what I mean? But
I think I watched. So,
is there a way for NECA to get a hold of that?
So I think Super 7 is actually doing the 03 figures.
The problem is with Super 7,
they're expensive
for no reason.
I have issues.
Except for the new DMX one. Did you see the DMX? Bro, that shit is super dope. And it's so simplistic in its own sense. Yeah. But it is super dope, I ain't gonna lie.
I like Super 7. But their figures are expensive.
For nothing. I mean, I'm happy that I scored that Green Ranger at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Because obviously everybody knows nowadays after JDF did what he did, like everything's price gouged and it's bad. And NECA just started re-releasing shit back out of the vault again. You know what I mean? Recently.
Nothing I want.
Well, no, because you already have it.
Yeah.
Obviously, nothing that you want.
All I see is the first week was Aliens. The second week was Django Unchained.
Django
Unchained.
First off, that movie is the most racist fucking movie. I never heard the N-bomb so many times in my entire life.
Figures.
Of what? Fucking Uncle Tom Samuel L. Jackson? Yes, a master.
So they had.
That's coming from a white boy saying that.
Yeah,
that's
they had figures, and that was the second week of the vault, and the third week of the vault was some of the Gremlins.
I mean, you go to Jeremy's house. Shouts out to Sriracha. I bought him like every single Gremlin fucking known to man.
No, I respect the Gremlins and stuff like that, but it's nothing I'm collecting. So.
Yeah, no, man, you look for like the Elvira for your.
My sister, I got the female Gremlin.
You know what I mean?
From my sister,
yeah, like I try to pick up as much as I can for you and stuff like that, but we still haven't got a fucking Donatelli. No. We still haven't got like a whole bunch of other things that I would love.
Me what I want.
I think with the Playmates, with that series, the best thing that I like about it, honestly, is the box. Mm-hmm. If you look at the box, it looks very vintage. It looks very like original Ninja Turtles comics from the 80s. You know what I mean? So like I feel like that Peter Laird and Eastman feel. Yeah. You know what I mean when it comes to that. Yeah. But I would have loved the Baxter. Give me a 4-pack of the Come on, the evolution of Baxter Stockman in this series is phenomenal, bro. And I think that single-handedly he's the best, besides like this version of Splinter, as of this moment in time, is the best Splinter that we had.
He's been good, yeah.
But Baxter Stockman, he just wants to die. Yeah. He's like, yo, stop. Yeah, he is dead.
Yeah.
In all reality, just his consciousness is still going. It's like that robot that was in like the second season.
Yeah.
That he was the scientist.
He became a Justice League.
And he's a figure in that series as well. He's literally probably, you can go to any Target right now and that shit is still sitting on a stand because nobody knows who the hell he is.
So before we go into the full length of the season, there's been some updates of Ninja Turtles. The first thing I want to mention is the series, the comic book series, has. I'm gonna let you
take this realm for a second.
So the comic book series right now has a new writer. They're revamping everything in the summer, and Jason Aaron's taking over as the head writer of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they have 4 different artists actually taking over the bulk. I'm extremely excited because Jason Aaron's a great writer. He wrote for Marvel for many years. He's the one that kind of got me interested in Thor. He the one that made Gore the God Butcherer. He's the one that made Jane Foster Thor. He's the one that wrote all those books, and he is an amazing writer and kind of gets the grips of a lot of characters and things like that. So I'm actually very excited to see Jason Aaron on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and see what he does going forward. Because recently the comics got really kind of crazy with a lot of this stuff, so I'm very interested to see where it goes. So yes, Jason Aaron taking over as the lead writer of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, I also have a little updated news in the comic book world as well.
Yeah.
So we're fans of The Last Ronin.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the best story arcs like in history.
Yeah.
Me personally, and Sriracha also feels the same way. Shouts out to Sriracha. So that's the brainchild in the heart of the Escorza brothers.
Yeah.
And I got to meet them at Comic-Con. I met Kevin Eastman, and I think I kind of scared Kevin Eastman.
There you go.
I walked up, I was like, "You're a fucking god, man! I love you!" He's just looking at me like, "All right, let me sign the shit and pass it on." You know what I mean? But the Escorza brothers are doing a crossover variant cover of The Last Ronin, but with the Red Ranger from the Power Rangers.
Nice.
Which, bro, that shit to me, comic book wise, like if you're a comic book collector like we are, you know what I mean? I kind of am my own worst enemy, and I download the worst app in the world called Whatnot, where everybody just auctions this shit off, and I just lay in my bed bored, and I just spend hundreds of dollars, and then I hit you up randomly like, "I gotta stop, I got a problem," and you're like, "Delete it," and I'm like, "No, I love it so much." But like on this app, like there's so much that's going on that I didn't even know that was happening. Like, they have the Turtles crossover with Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Bro, I know you know this, but for people out there who are listening right now, their covers are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they are.
They are, like, to me, like, this is the reason why comic books is becoming art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is something to get graded. You don't even need to get it graded. Just get a fucking frame and hang it on your wall.
They'd be nice art.
Bro, there's so many different renditions and variations of this, and it's like, I haven't even read the series.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
I read the first 3 issues. I have my issues with it, but it's a fun book.
Well, I think we should dive down for it for the cast one day, because we've done the crossover with the Power Rangers.
I have bought, I think, issues 1 through 4. On the Comicology, so
which now you have to read on Kindle.
Yeah,
apparently from what you just told me before.
Yeah, Kindle. Because they just combined the app together. But it's alright. They have some cool like little things, but I'll say the Turtles crossover. If you ever watched the USA cartoon of Street Fighter, that's pretty much the Street Fighter characters you get.
Okay, which is fun. That's fun.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's not like the video game Street Fighter. It's more that cartoon series.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're. It's a little cheesy, but you know.
But it's alright. It's alright. The art's pretty decent though. So I'll say it. Like,
I feel like they're reaching for things to throw the Turtles in, because the Turtles are. I think.
I feel like everyone is coming to Turtles like, "Hey, you want to do a team up?" And he's like, "Okay."
Bro,
I feel like they're not saying no to nothing.
We say no to anything.
We say yes.
We're gonna have a Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I would not be surprised.
And the Turtles just pop up.
If that happened, I would not be surprised. I'm like, yeah.
But it's all from the same mind state from the '90s.
Yeah, Stranger Things. Yeah, Power Rangers.
Yo, those crossover covers are crazy, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Yo, the foils, I caught a couple.
Yeah.
I gave them to Sriracha to stop bugging me for payments for the gym membership.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
so you had Stranger Things, you had Street Fighter, you had Power Rangers, you had Ghostbusters, you had
Batman,
you had He-Man, which
I
just got 2 figures.
Let me bring these bad boys over real quick. You take the Leo.
The power.
I'll take the Donnie.
Yes. So these are the power of Shell Shock. The power of Shell Shock. These are the He-Man figures of the Teenage Mutant team up with He-Man. I got Leonardo.
I'm holding
Donatello.
Well, because you know damn well I have to have Donnie.
So Donatello is based on the Man of Arms, which is kind of like their arsenal guy. So that's where his costume is based off of. Leo's kind of more of a barbarian kind of thing, not like just like He-Man, but he kind of has his own thing with it.
They look like the third movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what they look like to me.
Leo's his sword breaks into 2. You can break the sword into 2, or just have it as one. The shield comes off, and it's like a shield itself.
So he has the power?
The shell, yes. And then Leo has the power. They're based off of the...
Splinter the Cat?
Yeah. So they based off the Master of the Universe figures. So basically they have the scales of the Master Universe origin figures. So they go in the scales of like Skeletor, He-Man, things like that. There's a whole run coming out this year. I'm just going for the Turtles. I'm not going for any of the I'm not a big He-Man
It's too
person.
much, bro. I like He-Man, and Sriracha put me on to like the new one. Don't get me. It's good.
I like the new one.
It's good.
I've never been a big He-Man fan though.
So like in the 80s, late 80s, like me being 3-4 years old, and believe it or not, I actually remember that time. You know, He-Man was going around in like 90, 91. You know what I mean? Like they went for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, the Space He-Man shit.
You know what I mean? Like the essence of He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats. They were all relevant and very active at that time.
Yeah.
Am I wrong for saying that they're oversaturating the Turtles, bro?
Turtles are horror.
Because now we have the NECA line of the monsters.
Yeah.
Which now, don't get me wrong, is like phenomenal. And we just got me and you both got the
Creature of the Black Lagoon Leonardo.
Creature of the Black Lagoon Leonardo, and now we're waiting for the Wolfman Raphael.
Yes.
But we're also waiting for the Dracula Shredder as well.
That one has not been seen.
But you said it's going to be...
So, listen. So, this is the one thing that I've noticed with the pattern of the Universal Monsters with Turtles. Is that when they release a Universal Monster regular, that's usually the turtle that's going to be. They just released a deluxe version of the Dracula.
Yes.
And
Creature of the Black Lagoon came out recently, and then there's a Wolfman as well.
Exactly. So I have a feeling that if they do Shredder's going to be a deluxe
Which
figure.
makes sense because Frankenstein, then you had April, and then you had the Mummy, then you had Donnie, and then you had Igor. Well, no, it wasn't, Igor wasn't. Igor didn't have one.
You had the Visible Man with Donnie.
Yes.
You had the Bride of Frankenstein with April.
Yes.
You had the Creature of the Black Lagoon with Leonardo. You had the Van Helsing, Phantom of the Opera, and Frankenstein came out with Raph.
Yeah.
Frankenstein, they didn't announce that. The only ones that I don't think is the Mummy. No, the Mummy came out before Mikey.
If there were to be another April rendition, what do you think would be?
Medusa.
Woo! I like that. I mean that works. I mean, if you look into the horror world, you look into the horror world. Besides like Elvira, but she's like a vampire-esque kind of chick.
Succubus.
You know what I mean? You said a succubus?
Succubus.
A what?
A succubus.
A succubus.
Yeah.
Succubus is real, bro.
Yeah.
This shit is real out there, bro. Half the women I've encountered in my life are succubuses, but that's neither here nor there. But I was thinking about that before. I was like, yo, if there was another thing for April, like what would it be? You know what I mean? Medusa actually, with Greek mythology and everything like that, that would actually plan out. And I think NECA could tap into that market of Greek mythology. You can have the Medusa, you can have the Zeus, you can have the, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind seeing Leo as Zeus, or like old man, you know, like him with a beard or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, but what else in the monster world really works with the turtles? What are we missing out of the monster world?
So if you go to the original the toy line, they had an alien that kind of looked like a Mars Attacks kind of thing.
Yeah.
They had
that was Mikey.
Huh? That was Mikey.
Yeah, I remember.
So I wouldn't pass them doing that either. And then I actually feel like Donatello might get another figure, seeing that Raph and Leo got an extra one.
But in all reality, Wolfman and Creature of the Black Lagoon works for them.
Yeah, and they actually had them in the original line.
Yeah, but like Mikey, like I mean, what in the monster world are we missing?
So,
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe Donatello, Jekyll and Hyde.
Well, because he's the scientist.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Or Casey Jones would be pretty good.
Yeah.
For a Jekyll and Hyde,
and then we got the Phantom of the Opera with him. So, I don't know. Like again, like it's interesting to see because honestly, the Creature of the Black Lagoon, Leo, and the Wolfman came out of nowhere.
I mean, I saw them in person at Comic-Con, and they look phenomenal.
But they came out of nowhere because the one thing
we thought that just one line was done.
because we already got the 4 turtles, so I didn't think. I thought we were gonna get other characters.
Those fucking things were selling out, bro.
So,
but now you can get. Right now you can go to Walmart and Donnie and the Mummy's sitting there. Leo and the Hunchback. Yeah, he's sitting there. Nobody's buying it now because like the buzz is done. You know what I mean?
They're great figures though. They're very best.
What else would Splinter be?
The Crypt Keeper. But he's not a universal monster.
I mean, I feel like there's only a limited run that you can really do.
It depends on what monsters they have like connected to it. I still say Shredder should have something.
It's Dracula, bro.
And I still think it's Dracula.
It has to be.
And depending on when it's gonna come out, like again, like we haven't gotten no notification of Shredder.
All I know is that when it does, whoever's on it first, pre-order too. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Pre-order too.
We are looking for the Wrath Wolfman. If you guys know, let us know.
Yeah, 100%. I'm out there like weekly. Anybody who really knows me, and if you guys just listen to our cast, like I'm a hunter. Yeah. I'm a hunter and gatherer. You know what I mean? Like I legitimately enjoy going to stores and looking for things. Yeah. Like that's my thing. You know what I mean? And I mostly do it for everybody else. Yeah. Like I show love that way. Shouts out to Eric, who we got like a little ace in the hole when it comes to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's good to have a security guard that works at Target that gives us discounts and stuff like that.
He got quite a few things for me.
Well, he's looking for that space Usagi Yojimbo. Yeah.
You know what's funny though? I got it. Like I think that figure is in part of the Year of the Rabbit, but they also have a single figure of it.
Year of the Rabbit. Holy shit!
So I have that.
That's the Chinese thing, right?
So this year is the Year of Rabbit. So
was that Chinese or Japanese?
Chinese,
yeah.
So NECA made the Year of the Rabbit Usagi Yojimbo that has 4 versions of Usagi Yojimbo, and I think Space One is one of them, but I think it's the alternate color.
So I come home from work and I lay in bed, and you can ask Merc over here. I just be like, yo, get me off this app, But as you know, shouts out to SMS Comics and Slash Comics, and they're the ones that I really kind of like buy all my stuff off of. SMS Comics is more. They have more signed stuff. Yeah. Like Kevin Eastman signs everything for them. Like Kevin Eastman, I feel like is kind of like a silent partner with them. Yeah. Because like everything that they present on their auction page is like signed. Yeah. But there was this one time that I sat there and I was watching, and I know my man Merc over here is a big Jimbo fan.
I love Usagi Yojimbo.
He's a big Usagi Yojimbo fan. I've been
collecting this comic since I was 10.
I mean that's super dope. Like I've known who he was when I was a kid, but it never registered.
He was always one of my favorite figures. So even the Nitro figures, he was always one of my favorite figures.
So every representation that I've ever seen of him, it was very cartoonish. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they go through their whole schmeal of putting out all the comics and everything like that. And I was like, I see some things that the Merc would like, and I just randomly, like you randomly buy me things. I randomly buy that. It's love. That's the way we work. That's our brotherhood. You know what I mean? Keeps us going, and it's also the bane of our existences as well. But they started popping up Usagi Yojimbo comics with crossover with the Ninja Turtles, and then I scored like a number 3 signed by Kevin Eastman. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get you this. You know what I mean? Like, give it to you. And then all of a sudden they start pulling out prints. Now I'm like. Me personally, I like framing things and I like things, and I was like, yo, like I saw this Usagi Yojimbo print that popped up, and I was in a bidding war with this one person, and somebody sniped me at the very end. This real life brute fucking looking Usagi Yojimbo that I was like, yo, the Merc needs this shit. He needs it, and I lost it, I'm like, all right, whatever. Maybe down the road I'll get it again. Literally within a couple of minutes, the same print came out signed. Nice. Bro, there was nothing that stopped me from buying that shit for you. I ain't gonna tell you how much I spent on
it.
Yeah. Because that depreciates the purpose. Yeah. But I love SMS Comics, and unfortunately, I was very upset at them because it took them 3 weeks for them to send it out. Because like I told you at work, I was like, bro, I got you something dope. It's like it instantly was you, da 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 da. And then it was like I hit them up multiple times, and finally they shipped it. And when I saw it in person, I was like, yes. Like I handed this print to this man at work. He looked it up. He lifted up, looked at me, looked back at it, and that's all I needed. I knew he instantly loved it. But that was, that was my appreciation to you because I love you. I can buy you toys all day. Yeah. Right? Toys can be put in the box. Toys could be put in the shelf. It could be put in the display case. But something that you can frame and put on a fucking wall could be forever. Yeah. And I knew that was the thing to get you at that moment in time. Because, you guys don't even understand what this boy got me for Christmas. I'm like the biggest Joker fan on the entire planet. And he bought me the next level. It's not a hot toy, but the next level, like below it. Not negating its quality or anything like that. But he got me a Jack Nicholson. And I was like, I gotta get him something dope. Yeah. and I know it's not as extravagant as that, but that screamed you like a motherfucker, bro.
I get things because of the thought. I don't get things because of what it is. And
I don't buy you things because you buy me things. I buy you things that are just.
So when I saw that Jack Nicholson thing, first of all, I know for a fact that's your goal in life is to have that Jack Nicholson.
Well, because recently I just got the Heath Ledger hot toy.
Exactly. And then I've been teasing you having a friend for it.
He needs a buddy.
So when I saw the price of that and how I was able to get it, so there was a little back and forth with it and how to get it and stuff like that.
But your boy hooked you up,
My boy hooked me up, and it gave me a really good deal for a figure that's usually about $170. I got a decent amount. It was open but never touched. But
I'd say the print.
Yeah.
Around that price. Yeah. Around that price. I battled for the shit for that.
But it was something I was like, yeah, I gotta get it. Like I didn't even think about it twice. I was like, yeah, I gotta get that.
I saw that Usagi Yojimbo, and I was like, the Merc needs this.
Yeah, I love it.
But to have it on your wall, because I know for a fact that it will be treasured. Like I know you, and we are one of those people that when we gift something to somebody, we don't sell it. We keep it to heart. Even shouts out to Sriracha, aka my boy Jeremy from the Popcorny podcast. As a spoof gift for Christmas, he bought me a bunch of Aquaman shit. Yeah. He knows for a fact I fucking hate the character, but I'm gonna keep it forever. It's gonna punch me in the gut every time I see it. I actually just put it in my car for the first time after 3 weeks of him giving it to me. But it's the purpose behind it, and I felt like that was a token of appreciation for you. It's signed with a certificate of authenticity, and I knew for a fact that the second that you saw it, you didn't show it because it was at work, but you were like, bro, shit's dope.
At work, there's selective people. I'm like,
you know what I mean?
I don't care about anyone.
But I had to get it. I knew you would love it.
No,
though.
I love it. I love it 100%.
He's already devised the whole display around it.
I have an idea with it, and also in the fact that I have Usagi figures and some Usagi prints.
You just need that space one. Like you need a space one now.
Yeah.
So, and then Eric's gonna get that for you.
And the funny thing is that your rabbit collection has the space Usagi. It's just that there's a different color on it. So I kind of want the single box just to have it because I want to own it because Usagi is one of my favorite characters. And to this day, one of my favorite comic characters. I've been collecting his books since I was 10 years old. I have every single comic of he ever printed. I even have the current. If I go to the comic book store, I mainly get Usagi Yojimbo. I still I don't buy anything else. I buy his comic just because I have the collection.
I mean, from what we've seen through the transition of the series, Usagi Yojimbo's badass, and the people around him is badass. The rhino with the cut fucking horn.
So the funny thing is that I mentioned to Tommy, I was like, yo, I think you'll like the comic because the comic is like, yo, Usagi's he's a nice guy. He's like that, but he's half the time drinking sake and fucking people up, and that's pretty much the gist of the comic.
It's like me in the inside.
He's going to different towns trying to find a home because he's a Ronin, so he's a lost samurai that he doesn't have a lead or anything like that. So
was he part of a clan?
He was part of it, and he got betrayed, and then he became a Ronin.
So they turned on him.
So yeah, so then he's kind of finding.
Now I'm intrigued.
So
I'm intrigued.
Kind of finding his way. And then he goes to town. He'll help them out with some mischief and shit like that. And he wants food and sake.
Shelter and fucking, you know what I mean?
He wants food and sake. He drinks sake. Half the time you see him in the comic, he's drinking sake.
Listen, I like sake, but not that much.
If you think the cup is tea, it's not. It's sake.
It's steaming hot.
100%. Yo, sake could be drink hot.
It's mostly hot. It's supposed to be hot.
So most samurais drink sake.
It's grain vodka, isn't it?
Yeah. So most samurai drink sake to keep warm.
Okay.
So they were half the time drunk when they fucking fought because they were drinking because it was warm. Anyway, let's get into the show because we kind of went to a crazy side quest and then.
But it was well deserved. I wanted to showcase that, and then when you get it framed and everything like that, because that screamed you, bro. Like I had to get it for you, bro.
I love it. Once I have it printed out and stuff like that, I'll definitely post it up and you guys could see it. So we're gonna go to season 5 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 03. This was still on Fox. Well, technically not on Fox Kids because they took this season out.
This is a very short season.
Episode 1 was Lap of Gods.
You read it off and I'll read the next one.
Lap of Gods, abducted by the the Ninja Tribunal and separated from the Master Splinter, the Turtles and the human acolytes are taken to Japan to begin their training, and they're going to need it because their ancient evil is on its way. So it pretty much took them out from
directly from the 4th episode.
Yeah,
the 4th
and then
season.
they land up being in ancient Japan. It kind of ended in the loophole that they were talking to the tribunal, and pretty much they were like, "Oh, you guys need training." So they kind of had people that it kind of matched wits with them.
Yeah.
And they're all training together, and then they had these necklaces that kind of had to embrace their ancient power and things like that, and it kind of went from there. There's a game that you mentioned many times in this cast, and you also mentioned it in other casts as well. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 3 for GameCube. This game was based on this.
It's one of my favorite games ever.
So the funny shit is, the game they actually had a full game about this series, and this was a lost season.
See, because like at the time of playing this, my brother had the GameCube, and it was just a Ninja Turtles game that was given to him as a gift, and we just rocked the fuck out.
So, to think about it, there was a game based on a lost season.
Because a majority of the training and like the tournament stuff, because there was a tournament mode, we had to fight, and it was in the layer of them. You know what I mean? Like as we've seen the show and the series, trust me, I've seen the similarity. But I haven't played that game since like 2005. Yeah. You feel me? Well, actually, no, 2004. I would say, because the game came out in 2003. It is to me the second best Ninja Turtles game ever made, and that's Turtles in Time.
If you beat it, I think you got Turtles in Time with it.
Well, you know, one of these days, me and you got to play it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we have played Shredder's Revenge. Yeah. We didn't film it or anything like that, but we had a good time doing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? We did Hyperstone Heights. Yeah. We did Turtles in Time. We're gamers at the same time, and everybody go and check out the Game of Rage podcast that we do. So, on to the second episode, titled Demons and Dragons. Reminds me of Jerry, right there. But Demons and Dragons. The Turtles begin training with their mysterious ninja tribunal, experimenting with new powers and weapons despite Splinter's reservations, not to mention his portentous dreams of their demise. Splinter's interaction throughout this series was mostly him dreaming about each of the turtles dying.
Yes.
And it was crazy because like Splinter has never really presumed himself as like a worrisome guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or a being, or rat, whatever you want to call him, because he was actually a rat in this. He was never a person. So, he starts seeing it, but, like, this is where you see, like, each turtle has, like, a turtle power inside of them that they have to interact, and this is where the bridge was implemented, with the tribunal. So, like, the tribunal, the best part about them is that they are all sanctioned by this league of beings that are all dressed like the Shredder.
Yep.
Which I think is actually one of the dopest things about this season, is that the Shredder wasn't just an individual. He was just a symbol of something that was bigger. You know what I mean? Yep. Which we learn further along as we go. So it's like it's Michelangelo trying to go over the bridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he has to run really fast in order to get over the bridge. He's like, oh, I can't do it. And that Colossus Vega-looking dude runs by like it's nothing and runs back. And then, you know what I mean? And then the dragon comes and everything like that. Each episode, like, this is very fast. I say we just run through the synopsis of each episode, and then we just break down what we think of the series. You know what I mean?
3 is Legend of the Five Dragons. Legend of the Five Dragons, the turtle trained with the ninja tribal 2 to prevent the destruction of the Shredder. But when the Splinter and Ancient One nearly come to blows over how far the tribal should be followed, it leaves the turtles confused. So pretty much they're getting these weapons, they're giving these things to train and try to get the ancient power out of everything. They also get introduced to the shredders, the many shredders and shit like that, and a lot of fuck shit happens.
Yeah, well, because it ends up being a bigger thing than what we know. Yeah. You know what I mean? So episode 4, More Worlds Than One. More Worlds Than One. The Turtles and the company continue their training under the Ninja Tribunal, learning to fight physical as well as mental and the spiritual worlds. I don't know what that means at this moment in time, but they're basically just trying to figure out the confidence to heighten their inner turtle powers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is all based upon the medallions that's put around their necks.
Yes.
You know, because obviously they didn't have this before, because they would have fucking used it a long time ago. You know what I mean? But we're starting to realize that there's more to Shredder than what we've presented to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we continue on.
Yeah. Episode 5, Beginning of the Yen, returning of the Tribal Monastery. With the second Shredder artifact, things seem to be going well for our heroes. When Deception. The Foot Mystic infiltrates the monastery and pose as the members of the Tribunal. So pretty much they pretty much act like they were the Tribunal and then took all the artifacts, and so they could easily build Shredder.
So, spoiler alert, the Shredder that we have known, which we're probably, most likely, I always spoil it before the episode that I say. Yeah. So I'm just going to continue that that way. Shredder that we have known in this series, which was an alien, which was like a Krang dude.
Yeah.
Posed as the Shredder for, 1,000 years?
Yeah.
Right? Little did we know that he was just reanimating an actual person.
Yeah.
Of a Rokusaki.
Yes.
That was a real deal fucking heavenly bodied mystical force. He was Gozer of his time.
Yes, he was.
You know what I mean? As a Ghostbuster reference. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like
so we are finding out now as we continue and I dive into the membership drive that there is something bigger than the Shredder.
Yeah.
But now this is a big problem for me. You ready? You know the entrance video? The entrance thing, it's watch out for Shredder, and it's Karai saying it. At this moment in time, why don't you go back to Shredder saying it?
Yeah.
Because Karai is no longer really a factor in this series.
But she's still considered Shredder.
I understand that, but the real Shredder's coming. So why wouldn't you go back to watch out for Shredder? Yeah. Instead of her saying it.
Because
that pissed me the fuck off, bro.
They want you to know that Shredder was coming.
I understand that, but as soon as that you know that it's it's happening and that's real, why wouldn't you change it?
I think you would change it after the Shredder.
But they never do. It's still just her. And it pisses me off, bro. That's one of my biggest gripes with this.
This was a lost season.
It was lost in the
mist. So they were like, we ain't doing changing that either.
All right, so episode 6, membership drive. The Justice Force is expanding its ranks, and Mikey's plan on the Turtle Titan joining up, which we need a figure of the Turtle Titan, bro.
There is a figure.
But we need a new one.
Yes, we need a Neko.
An updated one, yes. Or just anyone.
Super 7, most likely.
Yeah. But when Nano reappears, thanks to Bishop and Baxter Stockman, everything quickly spirals out of control in a superhero-verse nanotech slugfest. Yes. Can they just let Baxter Stockman die, please? He wants to die.
He wants to.
He wants to. He said it. He's like, just let me fucking go, man. Like, come on. It's like, I'm literally a floating head inside of an android.
The dude is a brain and an eyeball.
He's the lawnmower man without a body, bro.
He don't even have that anymore. He's an eyeball and a brain. And a spinal cord.
It's so, well, that's what he really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, they have him in a suit, in the head, in the globe. He's Zordon with a body.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is really what he is. I mean, you know how we feel about Zordon.
Yeah.
Fuck
the
Zordon.
Nanotechs, pretty much, they actually become Justice Force members in the end.
So, I mean, like, off the review that we've seen from the dude on YouTube, he gave like a Superman, Batman, Justice League kind of feel.
Because
but I'm going to be honest, the Tribunal really felt like the X-Men.
A little bit, but I see the Superman. I see the Superman Batman vibe with Nobody and the Titan.
Yeah.
Titan was Superman pretty much, and then the Nobody was Batman. So
see, I saw Colossus, I saw the girl being Phoenix, I saw Beast being the fucking bear. Actually, like, it literally looked like the original X-Men.
Yeah.
Not the 80s version.
Yeah.
That the new X-Men. Talk about the original with the yellow suits.
Yeah.
That's what they reminded me of.
I do see it with Titan and
Archangel.
Nobody.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do see it with Titan and Nobody though.
I do as well.
Episode 7, New World Order.
Dum dum dum. Sorry for our non-climactic sounds and scores.
Our wrestling theme song.
From WWE 1999 Revenge.
New World Order, Part 1. New World Order, Part 1. The original Shredder has been re-instructed by the Foot Mystics, whose agenda is to destroy Karai, the false Shredder. Bitch, you fake, and we're gonna destroy
So they resurrected the original Shredder from 1,000 years ago, which actually was a pretty graphic-ass scene.
Yeah, and he was like a zombie. He was like
it kind of felt like Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Like Sam Raimi kind of feel.
Yeah.
And like he came back and he's just like, it's like, what do I do besides destroy these motherfuckers? All right, let's go destroy the person who's representing me.
Yes.
If the other Shredder,
the
Krang dude, what's his name? I forget his name. I forgot his name too. That's neither here or there. I felt like that would have been a better matchup. Like maybe he should have came off the exile.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have brought him back.
Yeah.
To face the Shredder, you know what I mean? Take him out of exile, like, hey, you have a chance to redeem yourself, type of thing. You know what I mean? And face the Shredder, and then the Shredder just destroys him. But then Turtles Forever would never happen.
Exactly. Episode 8.
Episode 8, New World Order. Brother. In their attempt to save Karai and take out the Foot Mystics and New Shredder. Is it really a new Shredder, though?
New
I don't think so.
It's retro.
It's new Shredder to us.
Retro Shredder.
Vintage. Vintage Shredder.
Shredder.
The Vintage Shredder. The Turtles wind up in a raging battle filled with magic and martial arts at Foot headquarters. So, I'm guessing this Shredder hasn't accumulated his powers yet.
Yeah.
So, like, he's like I said, he's like Gozer. You know what I mean? Like, he is a forever powerful fucking being, but obviously he just got resurrected, and maybe he needs to, like, you know, you ever see Hellraiser?
Yes.
So Frank has to suck the souls off of, like, all these people in order to become one. Maybe he needs to, like, train himself in order to get stronger to be the ultimate form of himself. Because I remember them fighting, and, like, That's really about it. Yeah.
Episode 9, Fathers and Sons. Father and Sons, weaving after the first battle with the new Shredder. The Turtles doubt they can defeat him. To lift their spirits, Splinter shares a tale of Turtle Toddler days. I actually enjoyed these episodes.
The problem is with this shit.
Yeah.
For 4 seasons, Splinter never mentioned that there was an original Shredder.
That's true.
Never once. And I never would have known that without watching that guy's recap.
So shout out to you again.
Yeah, 100%. Yo, listen, he is the reason why we are even... Because like I said, we watched this shit 3 weeks ago.
If Splinter this a lot sooner, they would have knew this already.
Bro, the fact that Splinter went through all the bullshit that Shredder has put against him, and never once iterated the history of what Shredder... Yamato Yushi was real.
Yeah.
Shredder was real.
Yes.
Shredder killed Yamato Yushi.
Yes.
But it was the Krang version that killed Yamato Yushi.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
It was the Krang version.
Yeah.
But he knows the story of him. Why wouldn't he iterate that he was... It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I feel like in Austin Powers, when he's like talking about all these things happening, and like, oh, I'm confused.
Too much is... And I never thought Liberace was gay. The women loved him. Episode 10, Past, Present. Shredder begins to build a new dynasty in New York, transforming the whole island into a hellish nightmare. The Turtles team up with Karai in a daring plan to direct Shredder's energy against him. This Shredder should have never lost.
Yes.
He was floating through the city like Gozer and was just destroying everything in his past.
Yes.
I don't care how much strength or ability or agility or talent or knowledge any one of these characters that are going up against him, he should have decimated them. You want to know what the problem was? All these fucking villains need a dialogue.
Yes.
And they always talk.
Yes.
And that's the downfall of every villain in every movie, video game, and fucking cartoon, bro. And comic as well.
Let me tell you my plan.
While you reiterate a new plan to stop me.
Exactly. Episode 11, Enter the Dragon, Part 1. Enter the Dragon, Part 1. The demonic Shredder has transformed into New York City into a nightmare version of feudal Japan, and the rest of the world is next. But the Turtles have a plan. Plan is...
Beat the Shredder. Fuck Zordon and beat the Shredder.
So that's the plan. We go to episode 12.
No, but that's really what it pertains to, is that, like, he literally narrowed himself down to talk.
Yes.
It's literally like, bro, it's like quintessential 101.
Yes.
They literally have to waste like a good 5 minutes of him talking and explaining why he's doing this, while the Turtles are like literally devising a plan to beat him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So episode 12, which is the finale, is Enter the Dragon Part 2. The final showdown. With helps of allies and enemies alike, the Turtles have fought their way through a demonic version of New York to confront Shredder once and for all. So the Tribunal is dead at this moment in time. We did not speak of that, but they died.
They deserve to die.
And then they magically just fucking come back and start helping out.
Yeah, because they died and they were like, oh shit.
What I do remember about this episode is that little family THE moment or whatever, you know, like remember the old VHS tapes of the Ninja Turtles? That it felt like PBS. Where they all came together and they were telling each other how much they love each other at the end. That's the only thing I gathered at the end of it. They beat the Shredder.
Yes.
This guy was a fucking god, bro. It's like, how the fuck can you, in all reality, as much as they are mutants, they are mere mortals compared to him.
Yeah.
He was resurrected from the dead. How the fuck do you kill the dead?
Because he's evil.
And they're the Turtles. And the good guys got to win.
There you go. This was a short season.
It was very short.
And we were happy about that.
Yes, because from what I'm hearing of what we're about to embark on is throw up in the mouth. So yes. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Lost Season, Season 5.
What do you give this season?
You know, it's tough. Because the 4th season was badass. And I think the 4th season is the best season.
Yeah.
So, I would give this like a 3.
Season 4, 7, 5.
I'm going to be honest. Besides the whole Shredder thing, like, it's kind of mediocre.
Yeah.
So I would give it like a 3-2.
I go 3.
I was gonna say 3, but I like Shredder.
Yeah. 3-2-5.
3-2-5.
I go
3-2-5.
3-2-5. It had some good story moments. I did like the Justice Force episode. I did like the whole Justice League thing, and I dug that. I like the fact that it was 12 episodes.
Well, because it was quick.
Yeah.
It was easy. I watched it in a day. You know what I mean?
I did like the ending storyline when they were trying to capture Karai, and I think the final Shredder was pretty badass. But yeah,
Leo and Karai has this relationship that is just hate and love. It's Karai that just wants revenge on him.
Yes.
Because she feels like he wronged her.
Yeah.
But in reality, he's only done nothing but help her.
Yes.
But I don't think she's evil.
Yes.
I just think she feels like because her father, which is the old Shredder, like reared her into this world, like she's got to continue that.
Yeah.
And in all reality, like I feel like she has a genuine good heart, but at the same time, it's just like manipulated by the shit around her, as we all of human beings really are. You know what I mean?
All right. So we wrap this up. This is our review of Turtles season 5, the 03 series. We will be back for season 6, which is fast forward season 1.
And it's like, what, 20-something episodes? Detrimental to my existence. For those of you who just heard him, he was tapping the microphone on his forehead.
So, the next 3 seasons is going to be tough.
It's 3 more?
I'm going to say it. It's going to be tough. The next 2 are very kiddie-ish. They have some decent stories. There are some decent storylines into this season, but it went more to the direction of to cater to kids.
So far to date, this is the best animated Ninja Turtles to date that we are watching.
So we'll have season 6 and 7 are fast forward, and then season 8 is back in the sewer. And then we will be ending 03's run, and then we'll be going to 2012.
Well, 2012, I watched the first 10 episodes, so I'm hip to the content,
yes.
But I just don't know the overall.
Yes. So that's where we're going to go, and that's the direction we're going. We will probably do some comic book readings and in between. We will probably do some toy reviews in between.
I want to read the Street Fighter one. I want to read that.
So we'll definitely have some extra Shell Shock podcasts throughout the time. Also, stay tuned to Twitch. We probably get some gameplay up there as well. We have the collections. We have Shredder's Revenge.
I want to play this game with you.
We're definitely gonna do some stuff. So we'll wrap this up. Thank you for listening. I'm Merc the Mike. Thank you for listening to Shell Shock podcast. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitch, and TikTok. All Merc the Mike. Follow Red Second Link on everything. WordPress, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify as well. Also, shout outs to Mike, our producer.
Louis Beans, my man.
Amazing producer, Louis Beans. He's also my co-host on the Wrestling Babble and Guest, but that's rare. He does all the pretty work, making our voices sound great.
Check out our other cast as well.
Check out all the everything else. We have the Nod the Trekkie podcast. We got the Game Array podcast. We got the Shell Shack. We got the Morphin Cast. We got the It Gets Better That's Rare and the Wrestling Babble. And Tenacious T is here live for Royal Rumble, so we'll probably.
I actually would love to hop on the Wrestling Babble for that.
We'll try. If anything, next week we'll try to do the wrestling.
You just let me know, and I will make time for it.
Yeah.
Because I can actually be a part of something that I actually witnessed.
There you go.
So you can follow me, Tenacious T, a.k.a. Tatsuku Wap, at The Real Tatsuku Wap on Instagram. You can also follow my own personal podcast that the Merc is an avid host and influence on, with also Sriracha and Tyler Lose. called the Popcorny Podcast. You can find that out on Spotify. Also, go and follow Popcorny1975 on Instagram, Popcorny1975 on TikTok. Also, follow Tyler Lose on Tyler Lose TikTok page, where he does a lot of anime stuff. He does a lot of cosplay. He's doing a lot of shows. He's doing his thing. He just hit 10,000 followers. Congratulations, brother. You're doing your thing. Start promoting us now. You can check out the Popcorny Podcast on Spotify. We used to do SoundCloud, but SoundCloud for some reason just like screwed us over, so we don't even use that shit anymore. But always a shouts out to Game On, retro video game store based out on Long Island, 3 separate locations. One in Miller Place, one in Patchogue, one in Smithtown, satisfying all your retro video game needs.
Figures. The Nitro figures and games too.
No, they got everything. They just literally unveiled like 100 different Mario figures throughout time and stuff like that, which is dope. Tyler, Tristan is the man, 100%. He also opened up 2 retro video game arcades where you can go to with your family. $20 for adults, $10 for kids in 2 separate locations. One in Riverhead Tanger Outlet and one in Lake Grove Smith Haven Mall. Fun. Good times. We've been there multiple times. It's legitimately retro in a modern day world, and I love it.
And they have an arcade or Turtles in Time in there, so that's very quiet.
Shouts out to Time Warp. Shouts out to Retro Relic. If you're ever on Long Island, go to Iceland and go to Fannie McGee's and fucking buy some wings and drink a Guinness for me.
Wrap this up. This is the Show Podcast, and thank you for listening. Peace out, laters, and always remember, fuck Zordon. Even though it's in the show podcast, fuck Zordon. We like to splinter this season.
Yeah, because we used to hate on him.
Even though he lied, and then tell them
he still robs motherfuckers. Okay, he does, because you know how much sashimi costs.
He's a rat. But who's paying him money? He's gonna sell feet pictures. No.
Jingle the bad guys upside down.
There you go. Peace out, laters, and thank you for listening.
Don't feed Jenkins a sandwich.
And don't feed Jenkins.